Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome, I'm 𝐒𝐲𝐬 𝐔𝐊 𝐑𝐄𝐕𝐈𝐄𝐬. This is HighFleet, a game that's either just been released or just about to be released, depending on when you're watching this video. And I thought it might be interesting to take a look at some of the existing aircraft or spaceships and just see what differences there are with them. So we've got here, this is the, it's lacking escape pods. I don't know if you noticed that, evacuation pods, none at all. So I think possibly this might interfere with crew morale, because obviously if you know that you can't get off a ship, then it's going to really upset you quite a bit. Thrust to weight ratio 3.7, speed 330 kilometers per hour, 866 kilometers, which isn't great. I think 1,000 kilometers is best for sort of, if this is intended to be a scout unit, because it looks like it is. It's got a couple of missiles, I notice, but other than that, not a lot going on. Firepower is 4, consumption 138 tons per 1,000 kilometers. Okay, let's test it out, see what it's like to fly. Not too many, but they're much stronger than we are, right? Good God. Instantly destroyed. Instantly destroyed. Okay. We'll have a couple of goes at each one. That was kind of get stuck in and see how it works. Now, I thought I saw some missile items on this ship. I don't appear to be able to... Wow. So we have no flares, and from the looks of it, we had no fire extinguishers at all. So I'm pretty convinced that this is purely for scouting purposes. And you see here, intercepts and neutralizes high-speed air targets of any type. Its high cost is offset by its high efficiency, requires fire control radar to operate. Is that a fire control radar? It is. Interesting. I guess that's an area that perhaps I don't know how it works quite yet. But yeah, certainly not a ship that you want to be fighting in. Let's take a look at the Gepard, or the Gepard. So this looks like a slightly bigger version. Thrust to weight ratio of 4.0, 358 kilometers per hour, a range of over 1,000 kilometers, 333 tons per 1,000 kilometers, and firepower of 10. Right, I'm just trying to see where the weapons are on this. I can see we've got some missiles on the side. We've got a fire control radar with the same missiles. And, oh yes, we've got 4 2A37 cannons. How many rounds do they fire? 6-barrel close-in weapon. So, okay, this could be interesting, this one. It's got that really high thrust-to-weight ratio, so it might be very good at manoeuvring around the enemy. It's not to say that I am, particularly. So we've got stuff coming in. We have no flares. That just clipped me. It's difficult to see when it's raining. It really distorts your perception of everything, really. So I fired all my missiles already. Yeah, the maneuverability is not as high as I was hoping it would be. I couldn't even stop that. Couldn't get around that at all. That one hit me as well. We're taking a lot more hits than the first ship possibly could. All the flicker and stuff is... So we actually got a kill there, believe it or not. Oh, we're right in the middle of two ships, and I cannot change direction at all fast. I think one thing I definitely need to practice, actually I don't think it works so well, is rotating the ship. Yeah, it doesn't seem to rotate all that well. So we've got some fire extinguishers, that's good. That's a step up from the other one. So that's one down. Lost an engine, that's not good. All those missiles missed, but we got absolutely pummeled by both of those guys. That's it, we're out of fire extinguishers, and we're pretty much done now. Can't fire. Okay. So the maneuverability of that ship, not brilliant, I've got to be honest with you. But it took a lot more punishment. We actually took out one of the enemy ships as well. So I'd say the Gepard over the Feneck all day long. It just seems to be a vastly more capable ship. Let's take a look at the Gladiator instead. Let's load that in. Very similar shape and style again. This time we got a firepower of 10, thrust to weight ratio slightly lower at 3.7, range is 883 kilometers, so just under that 1,000 meter mark. Maybe this is a good ship to send in to rough up the enemy, especially if you've got like 2 or 3 of them perhaps. Alright. Now I think we have a different gun loadout on this. We have some flares. Flares always good. I'm a little bit pummeled there, Lelo. That's one down. Got those flares in time. Oh, caught the edge of me there. Hold on, I'm going to try and get that missile to hit this other ship. Ah, nearly. Nearly happened. Okay. Now, ready to move. Maneuverability is not outstanding by any stretch of the imagination. We might get lucky with that missile. No. Yeah, we are struggling here. Got unlucky on that one. So this one I think has greater firepower than the last ship, but it doesn't seem as resilient by any stretch of the imagination. And we are basically done for now. We have no engines. Maneuverability was noticeably slightly lower, and yeah, I mean we took out one enemy unit. Okay, let's try out the next one, the Intrepid Mark II. Now this, I think, might be one that I tweaked. I can't remember. I don't recall. Let's test her out anyway. Meant to check her stats there. Thrust ratio 3.3. Got a single gun system. We do have flares. Have a couple of missiles on board. We really don't have that much stuff to work with. The one main gun. It's a powerful gun though, holy moly. Taking a lot of damage there. So we do have fire extinguishers. Okay. 2 down. An effective weapon this. I think it's definitely worth having a look to see what gun configuration we have here. Reloading is taking an awfully long time. The engines are out. Oh, just missed that missile. I wish it wasn't bloody raining. I wish there was a way I could dictate what the weather conditions were going to be like. Damn, that was miles off. Just got away with that, but we're taking so many shots. Okay, so I think we've taken down 3 enemy units this time. I think that's our last flare as well. Oh no. Oh, that one hit us even though we flared. I think we're done for. We got no engines, we got no shots. I think we're done for. So that was surprisingly useful, that combo there. Let's retreat a second. 3.3 thrust weight, 294, just under 1,000 kilometers. Firepower only 8. We only had 2 of those missiles, but and a few flares. But what were the guns on here? It's here. The 𝐷AT cannon. Yeah, they were pretty useful. Only 2 of them though. Only 2 guns. That did quite a lot of damage considering how little firepower it has. Alright, so that's the Mark II. Let's just take a look at the Mark I. So the Intrepid Mark I, 3.4, firepower of 6. Still got the 𝐷ATs and the missiles on the side. So I don't know what's different about this. Looks pretty much identical, I'd say. But it's got that slightly additional range there, just over 1,000 meters. I don't think we're going to get anything different out of that. Let's have a look at the Kormoran. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, now this is a massive fuel tank in the middle here. I believe that's a fuel tank. Yes, it is. So the range on this is extensive. 2,417 kilometers. Thrust to weight ratio 1.4. So this is not a fighting ship. This is definitely, well, I say definitely about long range distance scouting. But look, it's got firepower of 28. It's got some 2A37 cannons. And just trying to what else it's got. We've got 4 missiles. 4 R5 Zenith missiles, that is. 2A37 cannon there. Down here we got Mark II 180 cannon, so we've got dual wielding weapons on this one, which is nice. Evac pods down to 51%. Maybe I put too much emphasis on having enough evac pods on my creations. Alright, let's have a look, see what happens here. So we are, I mean, heavy and slow. Oh my god, okay, we're going to take a lot of hits. Damn it, wasted 2 missiles on that guy. And we got hit by a whole bunch of missiles there, that was nasty. We have no flares, by the way. No flares at all. Okay, we're in the line of fire here. Cannot get out of the way of the fire. But we can return fire, which is nice. And even though I'm getting absolutely pounded... Oh, we're doing a semi-decent job of not blowing up. Okay, now we're burning. Fire extinguisher on the go. Second unit down. We're taking down the bigger ships as well, which is always nice. Not having any flares is a bit of a serious problem. Okay, we got like 7 fire extinguishers, so we can get ourselves out of trouble a couple of times over. But we are seriously lacking. Wow, I'm not sure if I blew that on time or not. Just blew that one up on time. Got one shot on him. These bloody missiles are a pain in the ass. I do like getting the enemies sort of lined up in a row, because that way I don't have to be quite so accurate with my shots, if that makes sense, because if I miss one, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to hit the next one. Just about blew that up in time. No, that one got through. Okay, we're on fire here. Trying to get myself in a better position, but in all honesty, not one. Getting out of the way of enemy shots is like not happening at all. Oh, we're out of fire extinguishers. Comes another missile, and that's us done. Okay, so that's a tough little fighter with really long range. That's great. That's a great unit for sending in when you're trying to take a location. It's slow, it's going to get punched in the face a lot, it's going to take a lot of damage, but it's going to dish out a lot of damage as well. Yeah, that's quite a big beastie fighty machine. That's nice. Ah, the lightning. Now, this one, I believe... The lightning is super quick. Super small, super quick. 7.8 thrust to weight ratio. Wow. 699 kilometers per hour. Over 1,000 kilometers. Nice. Consumption's really high. Firepower, really low. And no missiles on this bad boy at all. Just a couple of AK-100 cannons. So, I've seen the experienced people using this very effectively, and the maneuverability that they seem to possess does everything for them. Oh yeah, I can feel the maneuverability. Wow. But look at the G's we're pulling. We're nearly blacking out trying to get away from these missiles here. They ended up shooting their own missiles in the end. That's hard work. I'm going to try and bring them back round and aim at one of their own ships. Didn't happen. And now I'm in their line of fire. Wow. Okay, so maneuverability is really good, but I got hit once. And we're instantly nearly out of it there. So black... I just flew straight into him by accident. Just flew straight into him. Lost my location there for a second. Alright, let's try this again. So maneuverability is high. There's no denying that. So high. Come on. See if I can get these missiles to come and attack their own guy. Oh, I can't because my engine's overheated. Let me try that one more time. The maneuverability's there, maybe not against these ships. Maybe there's too many ships here. Maybe against one or two, yeah, you could probably just outfox and outmaneuver them. Oh, I've really got to stop doing that. Sorry, one more time. Trying to trick their missiles into hitting their own ships. That's what I'm attempting to do here. Oh, what? Maybe in the hands of a skilled pilot this is easier to do. Right, this is probably a better configuration. So the missile is following me. Look at the G's I'm pulling though. Wow, I couldn't pull away. Okay, one last try. I feel like This ship has skills that I'm not utilising very effectively. So I've got 2 missiles coming straight towards me. Oh, trying to make them hit each other there. That almost worked. Blacking out. When you black out, you're kind of done for, really. And there's so many ships here firing missiles at me that I'm kind of have no choice. So that one's going to hit him. Nice. That's what I've been trying to do for the last 20 minutes. Because I have no missiles, so... Oh, I nearly pulled my way through the middle of that. Okay. There's just too many ships. Too many big, powerful ships shooting at me at the same time here. Let's try and use this little ship to protect us a bit. Yeah, we're really susceptible to overheating. Oh, fire some missiles at me. Not you. So, I mean, they're definitely hitting their own ship there, and I did manage to get one of the missiles to hit one of their ships. I mean, watching the professionals play, they made that look a lot more nimble than it feels right now. It's got a 7.8 thrust to weight ratio, and that's fine, and I was easily sort of moving around and dodging things, but you black out real quick, the engine overheats real quick. You only need to get hit once or twice, and you're done for. Maybe I'm not skilled enough to use this aircraft yet, but yeah, I thought it was going to impress me more, I'll be honest. But interesting. Definitely, I haven't flown that one before, I don't think. Navarin, let's have a look at this. Now, this looks like a bit of a meaty boxer type. Oh, it's got some 1000 kg high explosive bombs. One of the benefits about having the bombs is that if you're attacking a city and you get a surprise attack on them, they'll still be on the ground waiting to take off. So you could take huge advantage of having these 1,000-pound bombs. I'm not sure it's going to work for us right now. 3.2 thrust to weight ratio is not bad at all. Good range. Firepower of 8. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got a couple of AK-725 cannons. I think that's it. A couple of missiles on the side, a couple of escape pods. It's probably one of the only first ones that has enough escape pods for everybody. So that's cool. Right, let's try this out. Oh, and I don't know if you spotted that. I did wonder how it was going to land with no legs, but as soon as I started, the legs grew. So that's probably a glitch. Alrighty, let's see what I can do, if anything. Damn it, that was awful. Needed to fire that missile much earlier. Do we have any... yeah, we do. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we've got some serious overheating problems here. God. I tell you, we took an absolute battering there. Let's have another go, see if I can do any better. Some of the earlier ships did a better job of taking the enemy out. So you press and hold the middle mouse button, by the way, to drop a bomb. Wow, I mean, this overheats so fast. and it's got barely any fire extinguishers. So that, I mean, that ship was just destroyed so quickly. Let's give it one more fling and see what happens. Really, I just want to go up against like 2 other ships if I could. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. I just pinged 2 missiles into myself. One of the things that I'd like to see changed in the game is missiles firing from the closest location. So if you have missiles at the top of the ship and at the bottom of the ship, either a way to decide which ones you're going to fire, or just if you're above the ship, only fire the rockets that are below, and if you're above the ship, only fire the rockets above, because otherwise that kind of thing does happen, and it will happen to you. I don't care how good you think you are, it's going to happen to you as well. Look at that, one hit, instantly on fire. Okay, this is not a tough spaceship. This is all about avoiding enemies, but that's super not easy, by the way. Instantly on fire. Come on, missile, do me a favour. Those 2 missiles that we had to start with gone very quickly. Oh, crikey Moses. I was trying to shoot that down. Didn't happen. Overheating far too quickly. Now we can't move. We have no more fire extinguishers. That's it, we're done for. So not the toughest, roughest spaceship out there. We did better with some of the early ones. Okay, that was the, what was that? It really needs to say somewhere what this is. Okay, I think that was a Navarin, wasn't it? Let's try loading a Nomad. Yep. Okay, so this is a big bitch. This is our main ship, I think. 51 firepower, 1.3 thrust to weight ratio, loads of consumption, huge amounts of range because of the 2 massive fuel tanks. So this is all about punch the living daylights out of the enemy before they punch the living daylights out of you. No, yeah, that was interesting. Incredibly slow aiming mechanism, but very powerful guns. So that's 2 enemies taken out already. Couple of missiles going into that guy. Couple more. So getting altitude with this... Oh Christ, that missile hit me. Okay. Lots of missiles. That's 3 down. Okay, I think we're out of missiles, but this is, I believe, the last guy. So difficult to see what's going on sometimes. Got some good hits on him there. He's a tough old boy. That took 3 solid hits from our big guns. Still standing there laughing. There we go. All right. So I think that's proof that this is a big, powerful ship. I mean, this can take a hell of a whack. It can deliver a hell of a whack. I mean, they've put some time and effort into this. 51 firepower. That appears to be the maximum amount of firepower that you can have, which is interesting because what happens if I just whack another gun on here? Let's say, for example, I take that out, whack a whole part. That's just one thing I don't like. When you've picked a piece up, you can't then move the map. That's getting in the way sometimes. That's not going to fit on there, is it? No. Let's get a smaller gun, just for a test. Oh, so it just goes up. So the maximum is not 59. It just, to be honest with you, you don't really need the bars. I guess it's just a visual indication. So as you add extra weapons, it will go past that amount. Okay, so that's the Nomad. The Rook I have used before. Again, it's a little ship, thrust to rate ratio 3.1, nearly 1,000 kilometers in range, firepower of 6, and I think that's just these bombs. I don't believe it has any other weapons. Now, what I did with my Rook was I put a couple of guns on it, and it made it a far more viable unit, but yeah, I think it could take a little bit of punishment, but it's not going to take long before we're absolutely destroyed here. I think I've just got that in time. Do we have flares? No flares. I think that's the other thing I added to it, actually. Should have done better there. On fire really quickly. We have 0 fire extinguishers. Obviously, whilst we're on fire, we can't really do very much. I don't need to fly the Rook anymore because I knew that's what was going to happen. Okay, so the Rook, not the most useful of ships, I've got to be honest. We won't use mine. We'll go for a Sevastopol. This is one of the big ships, I think, isn't it? The Sevastopol. Oh yeah, bigger than the last one. Firepower of 60. Nearly 6,000 kilometers. Thrust to weight ratio of 1.1. So basically, we're going to get slammed. All I need to do with this ship is get high up in the air and let myself drop. Now you can see we've got lots and lots of these R9 Sprint AA missiles. Intercepts and neutralizes high-speed air targets of any type. Its high cost is offset by its high efficiency. Requires fire control radar to operate. That looks like that should be really useful, but I don't actually know how to use it. Although I think I have used it in the past, I'm just not quite sure how I managed to do it. So we're going to put 2 missiles in there, followed by 2 missiles, followed by 2 missiles. We have no flares. Tried to shoot down those missiles without much success, so we took a lot of hits there. Return the favour with a couple of missiles of our own. Good God. So our lack of maneuverability is exhausting. But our firepower is quite frightening as well. So I just changed my fire type there to see if I could get those missiles up. 2 enemies down. I think they're nearly out of missiles now. That's a kill. Youch. Okay, we got 17 fire extinguishers, which is obviously a lot more than we've had previously. Couldn't get those missiles sorted out. Wish we had a bit more altitude in this game as well sometimes. When it suits me, of course. Right, we've got plenty of fire extinguishers. Yeah, we're taking a lot of fire here. Still on fire. Come on. So this missile combo that this guy is using is lethal. I don't know what it is. I wish we had it. Right, we're out of fire extinguishers now. I'm just trying not to hit the floor, but we're so heavy. We lost that engine somehow. I cannot use any of the engines. We have been defeated. They basically took out our engines and all of our systems shut down, then we ran out of fuel. So, yeah. Nearly took them all out, but it's so heavy. That's the problem with that, is it's so heavy that you can't move. You cannot move at all. You just have to stay there and take all the hits, and sometimes that's okay, but sometimes it's not okay. Skylark, let's give her a try. Now this is literally, I mean, it has no weapons. It's got a thrust weight ratio of 6.5, really, really long range. This is purely a scout. Let's just see how she flies though. Maybe you could do something with the scout to... No, she has no flares. She is not fast enough to avoid this lot. Look at that, hit by the first two. Hit by... I got away from one. So, okay, our vertical thrust is very good. But any other kind of thrust is terrible. So maybe that's an important lesson I've learned for all ships. So if I'm dropping out the sky like so, and I hold myself still, yeah, my vertical thrust on this ship especially, see, but I can't go left or right very fast. Okay, I'm going to put those fires out, see if I can rotate the ship. It doesn't seem to want to rotate particularly. Let's just try that one more time. I want to see how far you can rotate, so I'm just going to press and hold Q and see if I can literally turn around. You can't, look. See how the rotating speed really is very slow. Moving ships to the right is not fast at all. That's full boost, full right, full everything to turn right. But compare that to how quickly we can go up. Watch this, watch this. There you go, avoided. So vertical thrust on this ship is significant. Bloody hell. But thrust in any other direction is really quite slow. And that's helping me because I'm thinking about the best ship I can build. And that's definitely, you know, the bigger the engine obviously is giving me the bigger thrust. So all of the big engines on this particular aircraft are at the bottom, which is why it can go up very fast but nothing else. Can you rotate these? I mean, I know you can push them down, so that would give you really fast vertical and sort of up speed and down speed, potentially, or maybe not actually, because you're losing half of your thrust, aren't you? Let's just try this as an experiment real quick. Is that, have I put that in the right place? Why is that one all the way in and that one isn't? It's interesting, isn't it? They look identical, but they're not. Okay, let's just try that, just as a test. Can I get rid of some of these? Can I dictate? I need to be able to say how many enemy units I want. Okay, so now going right and left is pretty nimble. Up is okay. Now, if I want to go down quickly, I'm in trouble. But certainly, just turning those main burners to the sides has given me the ability to sort of sidestep slightly faster. Of course, you remember that we originally had 4 engines pointing down. Now we've only got 2 pointing down, 1 pointing left and 1 pointing right. But it has significantly increased the speed at which I can move around the screen, so that's cool. That's definitely interesting for a later build. Right, let's check out Triumphant. Interesting looking ship. Is that fuel? Oh no, these are... What the hell are these? A100N missiles. A radar homing tactical attack missile with a nuclear warhead. Mamma mia. Nuclear warhead missiles, firepower of 4. Interesting. 2.5 thruster weight ratio, 221 kilometers in speed, over 1,000 in range. That's not bad. Never used this ship. I'm curious. Do we have flares? No. Try and hide behind... Oh, that's not good. Oof. So, I have a question. How do I use these nuclear warheads? I can see why it's got a firepower of 4. So we took 1 down, which is quite good. How do I fire these nuclear... Bugger. Right, that's our last... Yeah, we're done for. That was our last fire extinguisher. I have no missiles I can fire. We don't really have particularly good maneuverability. I mean, we could take a hit, which is good. And we can shoot missiles out of the sky sometimes. Oh my god, but they have so many. Yeah, we're done for. So how do I fire the nuclear missiles? So the engines are out. We're reloading, but I can't fire because we've lost too many generators. Yeah, okay. That's a ship that... I'm curious about that one. I feel like it has more to give than I can currently see. Let's take a look at a Voskhad ×2. Okay, interesting looking ship. Firepower of 4, 2.7, 243, over 1,000 kilometers in range. We've got a couple of 2A37 cannons, nothing really special. Chidunk-donk-donk. Chidunk-donk-donk. No missiles, no flares. Oh wow. One hit and we lost our engine. Was that just a lucky hit? We've only got 2 engines, so that pretty much killed me, because all I could do then was go around in circles. Was that a lucky hit, or is that the way it is? just avoided it. I'm not going to avoid all of these though. Look at this. Engine's overheated. Yeah, they done smashed me to bits. Okay. Not a particularly useful ship for fighting. What have we got left? We've got the Wanderer and the Yars. Let's load the Wanderer. I think this is a pretty good ship. Firepower of 10, 3.1 thrust weight, 277 kilometers. Over 2,000 kilometers in range. That's really good. Okay, let's test. And I'm going to show you something really interesting with after the last ship. I think it's interesting anyway. So we've got a couple of missiles, that's good. We have flares. Got some pretty decent maneuverability as well. Some pretty good damage there. Reloading. Bit of damage there, he's on fire. Always nice to see. Oh, missile coming in. Get some flares out. Try and hide behind him. Oh, did he hit me or did he hit him? It was too difficult to tell. Right, that's one down. This is quite a useful little ship, this. I think in the hands of an experienced, decent player, probably be able to do a lot of damage with this ship. That's not good. So we've lost an engine. We've got 2 fire extinguishers left. He's on fire. He might be going down, actually. Jesus. Okay, now we're weak. Yeah, now that we've lost an engine, we're pretty much done for. We were having a pretty good fight until I lost that engine, but now I can't move very quickly. I can't put the thrusters on. That's it, we're done for. So yeah, in the hands of a skilled player, I think that could be quite useful. Yeah, let's try the Yars. So this tiny little thing's got no weapons at all. 2.6. Thrust to weight ratio. Let's just test it, see how it flies. I'm going to show you one more ship after this, guys. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which one it is, but one more ship nonetheless. So change of direction is slow. Oh, I tried to get that missile to hit this guy. Yeah. We have no fire extinguishers. I mean, we're actually taking quite a few hits there, but as soon as we take hits, we're done for. He's done. Right, I built a couple of ships just to get used to the building system, and I think, is it this one? This will do. This, you might think, oh, you've built like a super mega ship. It's got a thrust to weight ratio of 4.1, speed of 370 kilometers per hour, which isn't bad, but it's only got a range of 303 kilometers. That is a problem. If I could fit 2 large fuel tanks in here, this would be an even better ship. But firepower of 38. This is nowhere near the most expensive ship. And I've just noticed it's in need of a couple of generators, so let's pop those in. So I'm going to take this out for a spin. This is nowhere near as expensive as the most expensive ships that I've already shown you, the default ones. So there's a real emphasis to thinking about your design and building your own ship. I'll just talk you through very quickly rather, what I've done here. Now I've got engines all over the place to try and give us that high thrust to weight ratio so that we can turn and stuff. Ideally, I'd like some of the bigger, stronger thrusters at the sides so that I can control turning a bit better, but we don't have that option so much. What we do have is a lot of weaponry, and I put a lot of armour around the bottom engines here in the hope that it protects everything. So I'm trying to stay above the ships, take hits from below, and rain down on them with missiles. I've got enough missiles here to take on 10 ships, so 2 missiles, 3 missiles per ship. Hopefully that's enough to take them out. I've also got a couple of mounted AK-725 cannons, which I don't now think are the best cannons to have, but that's what I put on to start with. Oh, I've got 4 of those, sorry, not 2 of those. So let's take this out just to see. I mean, I'm probably going to get destroyed immediately, but I'll do my best. I will, of course, do my best. You can see we got quite high maneuverability. Those missiles were terrible. So you can see I haven't even fired a single shot yet. It's all been missiles. Right, I'm out of missiles now. Here come the guns. Hopefully in a position where we've weakened a few of them. We've still got a few flares to use. Get us out of trouble. Oh, that one just exploded on me. Come on, get these shots on target.
The enemy has been destroyed. Engine overheating. Target destroyed.
So we've got flares. I've got lots of flares.
The enemy has been destroyed. Target destroyed.
There you go. We killed everybody. But that's what I wanted to show you was, you know, I'm very new to the game. I've built 1 ship. Well, I've built 2 ships actually. The first ship, I couldn't even figure out how to get guns on it, so that doesn't really count. This is my first full ship where I've actually thought about the design and sort of built it in a specific way. Like I say, the only thing that's wrong with this ship right now is that the range is so short. But you can see I just took on 10 enemies that have killed every other ship in here, and I destroyed the lot. I grant you, a lot of that was weakening them with missiles first, but that is an effective strategy, and we didn't take too much damage. I think, well, did we even get caught on fire once? I don't know. I had lots of flares. Most of the missiles missed me. I might have got hit by 1 or 2, plus a few cannon shots, but we've got this super heavy armour at the bottom, and that just keeps us safe. So there you go, guys. That's everything I can tell you about the ships in the game. Hopefully you find that helpful. Please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and leave me some feedback in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye for now.